Sverige, and hello Porg in Ireland, and Bernardo Tavares Pereira in Portugal. The snippets, the 1 minute snippets for semi-final 1 of Melodifestivalen 2019 are out, and we have to listen, react, and review. Are you ready? Let's do this!
I'm in public.
And I'm on a dodgy Skype connection, so we were speaking slowly. In any case, first up in this heat is Nano, Chasing Rivers, Porrig.
It's pretty much as expected, I think. It's very slick, it's very professional, but it sounds the exact same as, well, not the exact same, obviously, but it's very much in the same style as the song he had in 2017. And it sounds exactly the same style as his follow-up single I think he had, was it in 2018? So he's not venturing very far away, but I looked at the Melfest Twitter and he has maybe upped the game when it comes to staging, because he has got a stage full of people behind him. It's not as dark and gloomy. So maybe that is, but like, I suppose it works for him because he won the televote last time.
I think overall what sells the song is Nano's voice. I think it was what sold the song the first time he went to Melodifestivalen. I think, again, it's the strong part of this song. It's his voice and his delivery. I think the song, from the 1 minute snippet we heard, has like a pop drop at the end. I don't know if this will work, because his first song in Melodifestivalen didn't have a pop drop. It was like, it was building, and he had a climax. And now it seems like he has a pop drop. I think staging-wise is a little bit better. He has the chorus. I don't know if it's going to be a similar chorus to what he had the first time around. But the thing here is that it's going to be exactly the same from what we got last time. And if he didn't win last time, will he win this time around with more or less the same song? I don't think so.
Correction, bitches. He also has a mini Nano on stage. I am looking at the photos on the wiwibloggs Instagram. There is a miniature Nano, like a little kid, which is going to be him. So there's going to be some kind of like reflective, think Dutzen at Destination Eurovision. Also, all eyes on Nano. He's working the eye in the center of the stage. I don't know if y'all can see this. I'm going to put an overlay. But there are, as you say, all these people in front of this eye, and the lights are shooting out. It looks good. Very soulful, very, as you say, deep, melodic. For many, it will be, we've heard this all before, but this sounds very sophisticated. This is perhaps one of the best produced tracks. It's very polished. When it first started playing, I thought it was Molly Pedersen Hammer's Hunger. There's like that similar soul. I was like, get the man a sandwich. He's got a hunger. In any case, na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na, na-na-na. I love that part of the song. We move on. The next act, this is High 15 with no drama. And let me kick this off by saying, High 15, they ain't no Little Mix, okay? This is not Little Mix, this is High 15. But I don't know how high they are taking me. From this snippet, this could go one of two ways. It could be like Ace Wilder, you know, busy doing nothing and just explode and be amazing. Or it could just be really basic and really quite lame, as if the group was made up of singers from a reality singing show. Oh, wait. Again, Little Mix, it worked. Singing show to international stardom. But then you have other groups that maybe were less successful, and I won't name names, but you can name any number of them. This has a very urban vibe, very street, they want it to be dancey. The lyrics, they're drinking up the drama, that's for sure. They don't want no drama, but they're drinking it up. It's building to a point, and it's just too early for me to pass judgment. I will say I expect very colorful, bright staging. This could be a lot of fun.
Well, they're high on sugar or something like that. It's like Sugar Rush, and they are quite like Little Mix. It starts off like shout out to my ex at the start, but then to call them urban is a bit of a stretch. It's like saying that
yes.
It's like saying the Dolly Style were high class geishas. It's not the same thing.
Party City, honey.
They're just trying. It's like maybe a pastiche, a children's teeny boppy CBBC pastiche of urban music. But it could be fun because it's hard to tell because we only have 1 minute and we don't really hear the chorus. So it could explode, like you said. But at the moment, I'm not particularly struck on the song or the girls.
I think to follow the trend of what you guys already said, in my notes, I had written that this is kind of like a low budget version of a Fifth Harmony staging at one of the shows. I think it sounds very Spotify friendly. I give them that. I think it's very Spotify friendly, but it doesn't actually mean that it translates right on a televised competition program. One of my other notes is that I'm very, very interested in listening the mic-only version of the song, and not for the best reasons, because this can go real, real well, but it can also be a train wreck from start to finish. So we'll see what happens. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm looking at their photos on the wiwibloggs Instagram account from rehearsals, and it's almost like they're wearing, I don't know, thrown away construction uniforms. And they don't look particularly comfortable on stage. At least two of them seem to lack swag. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this live, but not necessarily because it's going to be amazing. Next up, we have Wiktoria with a W. Some of you might say Wiktoria, we do not. The song is Not With Me. It sounds like something Issa would sing. Y'all remember Issa?
Yeah.
It's more, it leaned initially more, I don't know, it's not R&B, but it's less country than normal, than what I would expect from Wiktoria. But it's building again to a point where I feel like it's going to explode. I'd say this is now the third preview we've had of her in her years at Melfest, and this is my least favorite. Like, it's the one that least has me going. However, from the pics of staging, girl is literally singing in the rain, dancing in the rain, pulling some Ruth Lorenzo realness. They're going to need a lot of water. I mean, just based on the minute, they're going to need a whole lot of water to make this float. But she's a beautiful singer, and perhaps the final 2 minutes of the song will live up to what she's capable of, because she ain't the problem. The problem would be the song. I just don't think, if there was hype, this doesn't justify it as yet. But we still have 2 minutes, and this girl slays. Our girl slays. She's still Queen Victoria, y'all. So let's see what she does in the final 2 minutes.
Well, I was disappointed when I heard the snippet because it's quite an unexciting clip. That there's not much happens in the ballad at all, and it's not even particularly atmospheric, or the lyrics aren't particularly moving or touching to grab your attention. Maybe the staging, but the problem with Wiktoria often is that she always has this really out there staging because she had the suit and the bed, and it doesn't always work for her. So I'm not sure if the rain will elevate her. And then this is completely different than her usual style, and will existing Wiktoria fans vote for this because it's completely different? And then will people who normally like these big ballads vote for Wiktoria because they'd have the prejudice that Wiktoria is this wannabe Taylor Swift? And I think it could be a move too far away from her. And there's a lot of big names in this semi-final, but there's only 4 spots, and there's only 2 direct final. And I think you said Issa, and I think Wiktoria is at risk of doing an Issa and going to Andre Johnson, and then dun dun dun, she's gone.
Well, I think you talked about the snippet of the song being very underwhelming. I think that's the case for all of the songs. I don't think in the semifinal there is like a 1 minute snippet you can say, okay, there is a lot of potential here.
I disagree, but we'll come to that.
Except for Zeana, but we'll get there. I think the snippet is nice. I think it's a mainstream ballad with a powerful voice. We know Wiktoria can deliver.
Oh, yes.
I think it's a very nice thing that she's moving away from the very country-esque songs that she's been entering Melfest with, because she's not getting a lot of televotes from it, of course. So, of course, there is a fandom that votes for Wiktoria because of her style, but not enough for her to win Melfest. So she needs to try and mix it up a little bit to see if another style works with her. I think the staging with the rain and stuff like that suits the song more than it suited, for example, Eric Sade with Man Boy a couple of years ago in Melfest. I think it was 2010. I don't think it suited the song. It reminds me of a Rihanna performance in X Factor a couple of years ago when she was singing Diamond, and it started raining on her. It has a lot of views on YouTube. You can go and check it out.
Are you sure it was the umbrella? Because that would require some rain.
It was Diamonds. I don't think it was. If it was X Factor or Britain's Got Talent, it was one of those shows. I think it will go to Andre Johnson. I don't think it has power enough from the snippet, of course, it can explode, and the staging and the camera work can be awesome and make this song sail through to the final. But as it stands, I think it might go to Anders Hansen.
All right. Well, we move on to Zeana, and not Anus, but Anis. And the song is Mina Bränder, My Fires. Y'all, that's correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay, My Fires. They are bringing the heat. This is a partay. You know what? Mendez last year made it to the final with a so-so song. This has more fire. This has more flame. She looks like an extra from Benidorm. I'm loving it. I'm living it. This was instantly gripping, very fiesta. Yoy, 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 yoy. This could compete in Spain's Operación Triunfo, okay? This would be a fan favorite in the OT Eurovision Gala hashtag 2019 live OT382, whatever it is. It's just a lot of fun. I don't know what their vocals are like live. And that's because on a song like this, you're quite, well, then again, you're not quite exposed because Mendez, mic only, it was terrible. They drowned him out with backing and he slayed. So I'm sure they can do that here. They seem like they work well together. They've got good energy, good fire, good passion. I would love to see this advance for the entertainment factor. In fact, I wanted to go to Anders Hansen so we can hear it 3 times instead of just 2, because this is one of the songs that's actually memorable. There are only 2 to me that really stand out, and this is one of them. I would put it to direct till final, but I would be happy to see it go to Anders Hansen. Porrig.
And going to Anders Hansen, we get to play it on Spotify straight away from the
Yes.
But there's no coincidence that Anis guy was part of the Shuffla team last year with Samir and Victor. He was the guy who was doing the trumpet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, remember there was a story about him, me and Bernardo mistook him for someone else in the lobby as Ida Redding's PR manager, and he wasn't a bit happy about it.
Oh, we had this with Johanna and Jessica Anderson once. Anyways, go ahead.
Anyway, the song is really good. It's Swedish language. It's kind of the football kind of style anthem. They have a very unique image. They look very Eurotrash in their staging.
Which is great.
Yeah, and she looks like she could be a third member of New Angeli from Ukraine. She has that look about her. With the song, I don't know if it quite lives up to Shuffla, but it's very much in the same style and genre. And Shuffla was one of the biggest songs of the year last year in Melodifestivalen. So definitely, if this gets to Anders Hansen, I think it would nearly benefit most because it'll get the momentum behind it.
I think this is the urban song of this Eat. I think you talked about the girls from I-15. I think this is the urban song. This is the urban song.
Sorry, someone snatched my wig and I got blown to the ground. Keep going. Sorry, honey.
The only thing I don't like in the production of this song is that in the beginning they have like a xylophone, and I think it's off-putting. I don't think the xylophone does a lot in the song. I think it has tuk 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 in the beginning, and it doesn't work. But I think it has a lot of, but don't listen to it, honey.
I like the xylophone, and I'm loving this act. I'm just looking at the photos on Instagram of the wiwibloggs.
No, it's very good. I think she's wearing like a dress like Renata last year, like the mechanic orange or whatever you call it.
Oh, wow.
It has a lot of potential. It is definitely a standout in this semi-final because it's different from all the rest, and just because of that, it stands out. And even the rap part that you can start listening at the end of the song, it starts rapping. It's not as off-putting as other rap songs we've listened to in Melodifestivalen, and I think it has a really, really decent chance of going to Anders Hansen.
If we go by trends, that orange colour, everyone who wore it last year went to Anders Hansen because there was Renata, Margaret, and Mimi Werner, and now Zeana.
And then 2 of them went to the finals.
And a 5th of them became president of the United States of America. Okay? So orange is the way forward. All right, y'all. We gonna move on. The next act... Oh, this is Arja Saijonmaa, Finnish queen. She's a bit of a music legend. I think she's competed in Melfest like 95 times. She's got an amazing voice. It's very deep. Like, I was listening to these on the background, not knowing who was who the first time. And I honestly thought this was a man, and that's a compliment because her voice is so unique, you don't know where to place it. It's a bit, I don't want to say dance band. It just feels very old school. It feels very Elizabeth Andreasen when she was in this a few years ago and came like last or next to last in her heat. In the beginning, I felt like I was at a cheap pizza restaurant in Venice, and like they were playing this to make me feel Venetian, and I saw a gondola go by and realized this was all a sham. I was not in an authentic pizza joint. I was in a tourist spot. A tourist spot. There's something about this that's just, I don't know. She's clearly amazing, and this will appeal to the older demographic, and votes are segmented by age now. So she's going to slay with the over 70 set. But I just, it doesn't do anything for me. But it does sound like when they cut it off, it's moving into something very Disney, very uplifting. So maybe some young kids will also get that Lion King realness. Poor Rick.
Christer Bjorkman seems to have some kind of fetish for bringing back the old dames of old and putting them in with an absolute dirge of a song. Granted, it is an improvement on what Kiki Danielsson had last year and Charlotte Pirelli the year before and Pernilla, what's her name, had before that. It's not quite as bad because it sounds like there's a bit of life to it. It doesn't sound like it's a zombie song, but this is going nowhere. This is last place. This is the first song out. It might appeal to the over 70s or whatever that demographic is, but how many of them download the app and will be voting like crazy for this woman? I think, unfortunately, as legendary as she is, she's not going back to Eurovision.
Well, Melfest always throws one of these in the mix in every semifinal, like every year ever. And I think it's from a ratings audience choice more than a competitive choice that they bring these acts into the competition. Because of course you want to have like the younger audiences engaged with the show, but you don't want to alienate the other demographics from the show because it brings audience and it brings money, and that's what keeps Melfest going every single year. So I understand that they put one of these acts in every semifinal every single year. I think it's a decent throwback, From all the songs you mentioned, Kiki Danielsson, everything. I think this has more life to it. I think she has a nice voice, and it will be like a sweet moment on stage between two songs that are more up tempo and engage more younger audiences. I think it's needed. I think the only thing I have to say about this song is that it's needed in Melfest to keep everyone happy in some ways.
Oh, you know what? I'm done with trying to make everybody happy. I'm done with trying to please everybody, because ultimately you just have to do your thing, slay how you slay, and not worry what people say. Of course, they're using public money, so it is slightly different. So they do need to... Sorry, go ahead.
The thing is, these people, Charlotte Pirelli and Kiki Danielsson and this woman, in the past, they all had great hits that are quite good and have stood the test of time. So there's no reason, it's a perfectly good, valid reason to bring them back, but there's no reason to lump them with horrible songs.
Well, you have a point there. But clearly, Christer Bjorkman and the production team behind Melfest are more focused on getting young, attractive, and radio-friendly artists and songs to win Melfest and go to Eurovision. I don't think Arja Saijonmaa, or whatever her name is going to Eurovision and slay and getting the 12 points from every single country, because she's not. Let's be honest, she's not. But I think it's needed for the diversity of the contest. That's my point.
I've just got to chime in. I was looking on our Twitter just now, and this is one of the funniest tweets I've read all day. Ben CG, it's at Rio_Ben. In reference to Wiktoria dancing in the rain, he says, the ice bucket challenge is getting out of hand. That made me LOL. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. We move on to Mohombi with the song Hello. He's got a lovely voice. I really like the tone of his voice. It's unique. It's instantly recognizable. I don't like songs that start in this tempo. I always feel confused about, should I dance? Should I sway? Should I just sit? That tempo for me in a song contest is hard to get right. I know Sanna Nielsen did it. Calm down. I'm just saying generally this tempo doesn't work for me. But the hello, hello bit is among the most memorable in the competition. When he says that, hello, hello, it falls on the ears. It gets stuck in your ears. I could see this doing well, or I could... if his voice matches the studio cut, and it sounds like it will. It sounds like he can really sing, and I hope he does. This is not the one that excites me the most, but I'd be happy to see this advance in some capacity, whether that's Andre Chanson or Andres Johnson? Because I don't think it's going to be one of the top 2 winners.
I think he's trying to use Melfest to rebrand or something, because he's this supposedly really big international star and he's got hundreds of millions of views, yet he doesn't seem to have done particularly well in charts in any specific countries, but yet he's really popular on YouTube and he's sung with Nicole Scherzinger and Pitbull, I think, and a load of people like that, and Akon and Nelly. They're all here on his Wikipedia page. But he's done like kind of this, he doesn't seem to have done this kind of ballady mid-tempo song before, and I think he's trying to maybe get into a more mainstream audience in Sweden or something like that. And yeah, I don't understand why he's doing Melfest if he's so successful as people seem to hype him up to be. But yeah, it's hard to tell from this snippet, but I was kind of disappointed because he's supposed to be the big star of this year's contest that everybody was going on about. But I expected more.
Well, the problem with mid-tempo songs is that you make it memorable or you're going down in flames. Because there's no way for you to, you either arrive with a bang and leave, or everyone will forget the song. From Mohombi's past work, I'm super disappointed with the outcome of LO. It comes like in the wave of Margaret last year, that I'm in Melfest, but I don't want to win Melfest and go to Eurovision. I'm here like to make myself a recognized name in the Swedish music industry. I think, like Porrick said, it's a rebranding moment for him rather than a I want to go to Eurovision moment. It's very Spotify friendly. I give him that. The voice, it's good. I think he's a competent singer. The chorus for me is a bit repetitive. Hello, hello, hello. I know it sticks in your ear, but it's repetitive. There is nice potential for staging. I don't know how it will turn out, but yeah, I see this going Max Anders Johnson because of his name. I wouldn't be surprised if this would be like the unlucky 5th place in the semifinal.
All right, now that brings us back to one of the most hyped / exciting names of the year. She may have crashed out of Eurovision 2010, but our girl landed on her feet. She rose like a phoenix, and now she's singing Ashes to Ashes. It's Anna Bergendahl, honey. This is the only song in this heat that gave me tingles. Tingles. This is sophisticated. This has kept Anna's singer-songwriter feel, but it feels somehow contemporary. Granted, she sounds like an old woman. It could be Pernilla Carlson, Pernilla Wahlgren, any one of them other Pernillas that Krista Bjorkman pulls out every few years. It feels somehow more mature than all the other entries. It's just very mature. It's like she's been drinking a cocktail of hormones. Her voice has dropped like 2 octaves. It sounds great. It sounds amazing. She can work her like that lower register. It sounds so good. I almost feel like this was written for Wiktoria in a weird way. It has a country pop vibe, but it also feels very Anna. I really like this. It cuts off, obviously, after 1 minute. If they can keep this interesting, give us some more swells and valleys as it progresses, this could really, really slay. I'm really excited for this. And with the right staging, my God, this is power. The girl who was on that road all alone in her Converse shoes in Oslo, she's traded the Converse for some, stilettos, some adult leather boots, and I'm with her. I am here for this. I am getting all the feels. I am loving you, Anna.
And the good thing about this as well is that it sounds exactly like the kind of stuff that was on her EP that she released during the summer. So it's clear that she's not just gone into a songwriting camp and come up with a little formula and created a song especially for Melodifestivalen, that this is an authentic song. And it's very much appropriate for her because it gives the narrative, because Ashes to Ashes, and she effectively her career was put on halt after Eurovision because Swedes take it so seriously. And but like it is kind of a rise like a phoenix story, and she's coming back and she's still kind of Anna Bergendahl. It's recognizable that it's Anna Bergendahl, but she's much more engaging than her last song, and it's modern, it's 2019. She's not like trying to rehash what she did then. I was slightly underwhelmed from the point of view of the fact that this is the closing song, and usually the closing song is something absolutely epic. I didn't get epicness from the snippet. But apparently she has a super team of, I don't remember the names, but whoever's responsible for staging are supposed to be like top of the game. And of course, we haven't heard the chorus.
Yeah, I think that is the big problem of the snippet, is that we haven't listened to the chorus. I think like that when you try to blend country vibes with Swedish pop mainstream vibes, sometimes it works like Wiktoria, sometimes it doesn't work like Mimi Werner, and she goes to Andra Chansen and she doesn't go through to the final. So I don't want to say like, yeah, this is going to the final directly because the snippet sounded very well produced and she can sing. I give her that. Anna's voice is very characteristic, very different from everything else we've heard in this semifinal, and that's a good thing. But how will Swedish people respond to this? Will it be a Wiktoria kind of response or a Mimi Werner kind of response? Because her career has been on hold. How will Swedish people receive her after so many years without being present in the Swedish music scene? Being last in the semifinal will probably help her. Having an amazing staging will probably help her as well. Is this Melodifestivalen 2019 winner? I don't think so.
I think the weighted vote will actually help her because people, of a certain age will remember what happened to her in 2010, like older people who were young back then. Not that I'm saying aging 10 years makes you old. My God, look at me. I'm just saying, I think that's going to help her because maybe teeny boppers won't have any reference point. They won't realize that she was the last one. But in the VT intros, they'll tease that out, I'm sure.
I would do that if I was a producer. I would actually do that.
If I was Anna, I'd insist on it. I'd be like, show me crying on the street so they realize what I've been through. She's going through. That leads us to the final two questions. First, name the two acts you want to see go direct to the final. Not who you think will, but who you want in your dream scenario. I'll kick it off. The two I want are Anna Bergendahl and the duo, Zeana featuring Don Demina. That stuff slays. Okay, poor Rick.
I think this might get repetitive because Anna and Zeana are my top two too.
Well, I'm going for Zeana featuring Anis as my number one. And I would change it a little bit and say Nano probably has an advantage over Anna Bergendahl. So I would go with him based on my taste.
Okay, and based on predictions, I definitely think Anna's going through direct. And then for me, the next spot is either going to be Wiktoria or Nano. I think at Melfest, having a name and a recent name at Melfest really does help you. We've seen that in recent years. Cue everyone showing contradictions. Yes, I get it. There are exceptions. But I think it does help you generally. And then for Andra Chansen, I'm saying Mohombi and Zeana.
I think that it will be Anna and Nano direct. And then I think that Zeana and Anis will be the shock Andra Chansen qualifiers. And then either Wiktoria or Mohombi will be a shock non-qualifier and they'll be sent out.
Oh, I would say Nano and Anna Bergendahl to the final directly. And then I think Wiktoria is the lock, number 3 for Andra Chansen. And then I think the fight for the last place will be between Zeana and Mohombi. And I would give, based on name recognition, the edge to Mohombi, but I would prefer Zeana to go through to Andra Chansen.
Well, that is what we think. What do you think? Which acts in Sweden do you want to see go direct to final? Direct till final! And who do you want to see go to Andra Chansen? That is second chance, honey. Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Make sure to subscribe.
Comment below. We want to hear what you have to say about this week's Melfest acts. And of course, delete the comments that are inappropriate.
Okay. Delete. Tick. We'll see you later. Oh, sorry, Porik.
Oh, and yeah.
Yeah, snatch those wigs. See ya. Bye.
Bye.